When Tiger Woods won the Masters, he was the greatest golfer on the planet. At least that's how you remember it, except he didn't win another Masters for 3 years, or a major for 2. But in that time, Tiger and Butch found the secret to golf.
Left wrist,
That's right.
left arm up a little higher, then from there get the club down in front of me. From here, there I can arc it off with a little bit of a bow in my left hand to a nice short follow through.
Is the Tiger we remember the only Tiger that there was? How many Tiger swings? How many swing changes? I mean, we keep talking about Tiger like he was carved out of granite and never changed. And even in my mind, I don't really remember the change. I remember him being so dominant that that's all anybody ever said when they were on the golf course. He was one of the few people in the world you recognize by just one name. He was this young superstar that grabbed the club, contorted himself, and ripped it like you couldn't believe. He had that reverse C going that all the champions talked about. But somewhere along the line there was an evolution that we didn't catch. The evolution ended up being his downfall because Tiger became synonymous with Butch. And I remember they were a duo, and then they weren't, and Tiger was still winning. And then he wasn't, and it was just Tiger again. I didn't really know at the time what he changed to get there. There was no internet where I could see every video of every golfer ever made anytime I wanted. This Tiger had this crazy power, but it was also controlled. And when I saw clips, I didn't analyze them. I just sort of watched the clips and then went and hit balls and pretended to be Tiger too. I didn't have the money for lessons, so I just sort of watched and tried and couldn't figure it out. I could bomb it, but I couldn't control it. And then I came across this video and everything changed.
Welcome back. What are you working on?
Well, really, I'll let Tiger explain it to you more than anything. We've done a lot of work since you won the Masters 3 years ago from a swing that we thought worked pretty good then, and we realized it wouldn't work good for longevity. And why don't you take them through what you've done?
Changed my left-hand grip, made it a little bit weaker. We've, narrowed my stance a little bit, tried to get the club up a little earlier, keep the club head in front of my hands a little longer, going back, higher right arm. Then from there, round off the left arm, make it a little flatter at the top, left wrist.
That's right.
Left arm up a little higher, then from there get the club down in front of me. From here, there I can arc it off with a little bit of a bow in my left hand to a nice short follow through.
In this video, Tiger tells us some very important things that most people miss. Now, as we watch videos of our favorite athletes, we hear what we want to hear, but I'm going to tell you what I hear. First, I hear him describing Rory, or at least the key points I see in the modern swing. But he seems to be describing more key positions in a sequence. See, we've known for years that the lower body activates the swing, but most people thought that the lower body pulled you all the way through the swing. And as Tiger says, for junior golfers, when they're small and weak, they have to, because that's how they generate power. Get the hips out in front, turn the hands over at impact, and you get an instant boost of speed, and speed is power. You see, Tiger pioneered a trait that everybody has now, letting the hands get in front, creating lag with your arms, but then keeping your hands in front of the ball at impact. This is the legitimate secret to golf, but amateurs just won't listen. Golf professionals have touted it back and forth, and Google is full of images, YouTube's full of videos, but people simply aren't embracing it. It has certainly changed my golf swing, so I testify to it. Now you might think, Tiger didn't say that, but listen to this closely.
It was a little earlier wrist set. And the key here is just to keep the right arm higher than the left. So many people get this club, as you did when you were younger, tucked in on the inside. And then when you go to the top of your swing, probably the biggest change that Tiger's made is he's really tried to get his hands in front of himself coming down. In other words, arms in front of the body, where the club used to lay down. Somehow, in your old swing when you used to get stuck.
Ole swing?
Yes.
I go, ole!
That's the lay the shaft down 16th tee Players Championship, right?
Whether Tiger left Butch because of the spotlight or because he didn't like the direction of the swing, it doesn't really matter. Tiger has simply moved away from the simplicity. And in an age where we have technology that can watch our swings, measure everything, the data just doesn't lie. We can see that the randomness, the athletes that aren't sticking to some sort of sequence and system, that are just playing by feel, they can't keep up. If Tiger can't find this sequence, if he can't get his swing back in a box, is going to make it hard for him to be as consistent as he needs to be to win. Here's the one last secret that Tiger knew and he forgot. And if he can do this on all of his irons, he'll start winning again. I can guarantee it. Because a Tiger in control is still a Tiger.
As you get ready to hit that shot, to dial in this distance now?
Well, what I've learned is I've gone back to old basics. Is my dad was a big believer in the clock system. And what I mean by that is this is 6 o'clock. Obviously up here right behind my head is 12 o'clock. And what my dad was a big believer in, for some reason, always taking it back to where you felt it was, I guess it's 9 o'clock. And I never liked it on wedge shots. Always been, okay, I'll go at 9 o'clock, whatever, Pop. You don't know anything. Later in life, what do you think I'm doing now? I'm going right back to the old basics. Yeah, going back to what I feel is 9 o'clock there, and go ahead and hit the shot. And what I found is I went ahead and stepped off my yardages. And what I feel is 9 o'clock, and I hit the shot with a wedge, it goes a certain distance. Same thing with a sand wedge, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and so forth and so on. And from there, when I'm out there on a golf course and I got a number that I like for each position on the clock, I go ahead and just hit it.
The secret of Tiger going from great to the greatest was willingness to change. This was a 30-year-old Tiger saying, and late in life, as if he was old. At that point, he couldn't fathom what it would be like to be one of us 50-year-olds swinging a golf club around us. We're floundering around in our 50s trying to swing like a 30-year-old. And you would think the greatest to ever play the game would know better, but he doesn't. I'm curious, what do you think? Is Tiger going to win a Masters? Does he need to change? Could a Tiger Woods with a short swing like Jon Rahm, but that same touch, flair, and fire around the green, start winning again? Leave me a comment and tell me if you think I nailed it or I was way off. Neither one will hurt my feelings, and both will help the channel. Anyways, press and send.